Imagine a serene pond, still and quiet. On its surface, you see a beautiful, radiant lotus flower in full bloom, its delicate petals opening wide, basking in the gentle sunlight. Yet beneath the surface, there is murky, dark mud, a place that doesn't seem capable of nurturing such a beautiful flower. But that is exactly where the lotus grows. That is where it finds its strength. Life can be a lot like that pond. Sometimes it feels as if we are trapped in the mud, struggling through challenges, pain, and confusion. Yet, just like the lotus, we can rise above and bloom. But how? How do we turn our hardships into something beautiful? How do we find strength in moments of weakness, peace in chaos, and purpose in pain? In today's story, we'll explore the powerful metaphor of the lotus flower, rooted in Buddhist wisdom. We'll discover how this simple yet profound symbol can teach us to embrace our struggles, find inner strength, and transform our lives. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us on this journey of resilience and growth. The meaning of the lotus. The lotus is one of the most significant symbols in Buddhism, and its meaning goes beyond just beauty. It represents purity, enlightenment, and the ability to rise above the murkiness of life. In Buddhist teachings, the lotus grows in muddy water, yet it emerges clean and pure, unstained by the dirt around it. This is a powerful analogy for the human spirit. Just as the lotus is rooted in the mud but reaches toward the sky, we too face difficult situations that make us feel stuck or overwhelmed. These struggles, whether emotional, mental, or physical, are like the mud. They weigh us down. They make us uncomfortable. But they are also the very conditions that help us grow. Without the mud, the lotus would never bloom. The lotus flower's journey is a reminder that beauty can emerge from the darkest places and that hope and resilience exist within us all. No matter how tough life gets, there is always the potential to rise, emerge stronger, and bloom the mud. Understanding adversity. Let's talk about the mud for a moment. In life, the mud represents adversity, the struggles, pain, and setbacks we all face. For some, it might be a tough job, financial difficulties, or a broken relationship. For others, it might be anxiety, depression, or feelings of inadequacy. No matter what form it takes, the mud is something we all must navigate. But why does life have to be this way? Why can't things just be smooth and easy? Buddhism teaches that suffering is an inevitable part of life. It's not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be understood and embraced. Through facing struggles, we learn, grow, and find deeper meaning. Imagine a lotus growing. It doesn't fight against the mud. Instead, it uses the mud as a source of nutrients, something that helps it grow. In the same way, our challenges can be the very things that make us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The key is not to resist, but to accept, to find the lessons hidden within hardship and allow them to shape us. Our story. In a small village nestled near a calm and tranquil lake, there lived a monk named Ananda. He was known for his serene demeanor and warm, comforting smile. Yet behind his peaceful exterior, Ananda was struggling. Despite his calm nature, he was facing a period of inner turmoil. The pressures of life, the endless stream of worries and anxieties weighed heavily on his heart. One day, Ananda sat by the edge of the lake, watching the sun set over the still water. His mind was restless, full of unanswered questions. He wondered, why is life so difficult? Why do we have to suffer? Lost in thought, he noticed something. A single lotus flower blooming in the middle of the lake, standing tall and pure above the water's surface. Ananda was captivated by its beauty, yet puzzled. How could something so delicate and lovely emerge from such murky, dark water? The story of Ananda and the lotus. At that moment, Ananda felt a sense of calm wash over him. He decided to find out more. Over the following days, he observed the lotus closely, watching how it opened its petals each morning and closed them each night. He realized something profound. The lotus did not avoid the mud. It didn't complain about the darkness or wish for clearer waters. Instead, it accepted its environment and used it as a foundation to grow. The more he watched, the more he understood. The lotus's beauty was not despite the mud, but because of it. Ananda began to see his struggles in a new light. He realized that his anxieties, fears, and doubts were not barriers to his peace, but opportunities for growth. The mud wasn't something to be feared or hated, it was something to be embraced. Each time he felt overwhelmed by his thoughts, he would return to the lake and remind himself of the lotus. Gradually, he began to find peace in the chaos, strength in his weakness, and clarity in his confusion. Through his reflection, Ananda learned to see his suffering as a necessary part of his journey. He understood that just like the lotus, we all can rise above our circumstances, turn our struggles into strengths, and bloom despite the odds. This realization transformed his life, and he dedicated himself to teaching others the lessons he had learned. Lessons from the lotus. The story of Ananda and the lotus carries several powerful lessons. Challenges help us grow. Life's challenges are not meant to break us, but to shape us. The mud, the struggles we face, is a natural part of life. It is through these struggles that we find our strength. Growth takes time. The lotus doesn't bloom overnight, and neither do we. Personal growth is a slow, gradual process. There will be moments when we feel like giving up, but if we stay patient and keep pushing through the mud, we will eventually see the light. Resilience and purity. No matter how dirty the water, the lotus remains clean and bright. Similarly, we have the ability to remain untainted by our difficulties and to find clarity and peace, even when everything around us seems chaotic. Applying these lessons to our own lives. So, how can we apply these lessons to our own lives? Start by accepting the mud. Understand that it's okay to feel sad, anxious, or lost. These emotions don't make you weak. They make you human. Instead of running from them, sit with them, learn from them, and let them guide you toward growth. Here are some practical ways to help you bloom like the lotus, inspired by Buddhist teachings. Mindful meditation. Spend a few minutes each day meditating. Focus on your breath, let your thoughts flow, and observe them without judgment. This practice can help you find clarity amidst chaos. Embrace your emotions. Don't shy away from your feelings, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Accept them, sit with them, and allow yourself to experience them fully. This will help you understand yourself on a deeper level. Journaling. Write down your thoughts, fears, and struggles. Putting your emotions on paper can help you process them and find peace. Practice gratitude. Even in the darkest times, there is always something to be grateful for. Reflect on the positives in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Seek support. You don't have to go through the mud alone. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist who can provide support and guidance. Final thoughts. The lotus in the mud is a timeless metaphor, teaching us to find beauty in struggle and strength in adversity. Life will never be without challenges, but it is how we choose to face them that defines us. Remember, The mud is not your enemy. It is your teacher, your guide, and your foundation. Every difficult moment, every painful experience is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to rise above. Just like the lotus, you have the power to bloom no matter where you are planted. So when life feels overwhelming, think of the lotus. Remind yourself that even in the darkest, muddiest waters, you can still find the light. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found peace and strength in this story, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this message. Together, let's spread the message of resilience, growth, and hope.